Welcome to Boxing Fans Talk TV. I'm your host, T to T. You can refer to me as Miss T. I told you guys before I went to Vegas that I was going to do a show on health and wellness, and so here I am. But we're going to do this show for every Sunday. I decided we're going to do it every Sunday. I picked 1 o'clock because you know I sleep in late on Sunday. It's the real reason. But I said I was going to do the show. And I hope that some of my followers are looking at the show. I know that people are watching me on Facebook. Shout outs to y'all. Y'all can still use the same number if you want to jump in and say anything. Um, but we're going to start this show. We're going to talk about wellness. It's an important part of my life, and I hope that it becomes an important part of everyone's life. But let's turn to. Welcome back. Welcome back. That's my little intro. It needs some work. I'm gonna work on it as time go on. So, like I said, I was wanting to do a show on health and wellness. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. Uh, I'm a person who had many illnesses over my time in my short life. I'm gonna say I'm 50 years old. In my younger life, I had many illnesses, many ailments I had to deal with. I actually had cancer at 25. I lost my thyroid gland to the cancer. Can't get it back. Once they take it out your body, you can't get it back. So here I am. I'm in the military. Their answer to everything is just gut you out, take your organ, take whatever's the problem out, and they don't really explain to you how vital and important that organ is. So I'm sitting around here having to figure this stuff out on my own over the years. And it has taken me 20 years to get a great understanding of my situation. I was able to do my 20 years in the military. I know that some people will have my condition and will balloon up to like 500 pounds. I didn't, and I thank God. That has a lot to do with your genetics or what have you. But I was a relatively small person for myself. I gotta turn this off. Sorry for the interruption. I was never a skinny person because I'm tall, but I was a small person before I had thyroid cancer. And when they took it out, I'm thinking, oh yeah, cancer, get it out of there. But I didn't think about what that organ meant to my body. And when I was coming up in high school, if they had anatomy classes, I didn't know anything about it because I never took it. I never paid that much attention to my body. Like most young people, you don't know how your body functions or work. So by them having to do that to me, I had to learn on the fly about a lot of things when it comes to your body. I had to learn what was my main issues because like anything, when you take an organ out, it's like a domino effect. All kinds of things become wrong with you. So I had to learn these things, learn what was my problem, and I promise you, the information is out there. I am not telling anybody anything different. You already know, but I want to talk to the people who may not know, who cannot connect the dots. And so those are the people I'm targeting. If you already know, good for you. Kudos. Like I said, I won't tell you nothing that's not already out there. The problem with information being out there, we don't get to connect the dots and understand how things work. So I'm in the business of finding the health in you. Meaning I started with myself, finding the health in me. And finding the health in me helps me make better choices in how to live and what to eat and this, that, and the other. Um, unless I know how the body works, how can I make an informed decision? So I'm going to start. Uh, I don't know if you call it an exercise or I'm gonna start this little thing, and I hope that everybody join me. And every day when I do my show, Monday through Friday, which is about boxing, I may make mention a little bit, but I'm gonna go more in depth on Sundays. And as I said before, I picked this hour because I don't get up early in the morning. The times may change. I hope that y'all find this information useful and helpful. And I'm gonna take it, and it's enough information out there for me to talk about that I can fill up the rest of this year on every Sunday. So I'm gonna take it bit by bit and give it out there because, like I said, the problem is we don't connect the dots. We might know the answers. We might even know all the information, but how to put that together effectively. Like we say in boxing, there's effective aggression and then there's just aggression. There's effective speed and then there's just speed. Y'all get with the point what I'm trying to go with this. So you can have information out there and you can be privy to all the information out there, but is it effective? Have you gathered it effectively? Have you put it together effectively? That is the question. So you, as y'all can see more in the daytime. I suffer from eczema really, really bad. And you're gonna hear my kids out there cutting the grass, so don't mind them. I took the liberty of writing some notes down because I could be all over the place and everything. If y'all watching me on Facebook, shout out to y'all. And this is gonna be interesting. So if y'all I will tell you this. I said I was gonna say how much weight I lost. I said this back in August. I said I'm doing it in front of you guys. And so that way you can keep me honest. Now, I did go to Vegas for about a week and I went for the Deontay Wilder fight. And I went also because of my birthday and I knew I was going to have dinners and, I had friends coming, my family coming, and I didn't want to be sitting at the table, not being able to eat or anything like that, or I can't take my equipment with me. So the method that I do, I juice. Somebody else might not want to juice. And when I say juice, has nothing to do with banned substance. Like I juice my food. And sometimes I eat it like a salad here and there, but for the most part, I juice my food. I don't eat meat. But in order to go to Vegas and have a good time, I decided about around the 25th, 26th of September to get off my diet so that I may eat because um, I didn't want to be the only one sitting at the table not being able to eat. And when you do this diet and you try to go back to eating, um, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard because you train your body to take in so much food. That's anytime you do whatever. Um, I will tell y'all that most diets don't work for one simple reason, and we're gonna get into that. Like, well, not just one, a couple of reasons, but one of the main reasons is water intake. I don't care what diet you take. I'm the first to tell you it's 1,000 ways to skin a cat. I'm doing this the basic way, and that's what I'm advocating and promoting. You guys out there might say, "Hey T, why don't you add this? I heard about these black seed oils or this, that, and other." I don't get into that. That's a personal choice. I just give it to you basic. I first want to tell you guys, most people are not overweight because they're overeaters. I rarely in my lifetime have met somebody who overeats. Most people have a reason why they're overweight, and it's usually a medical one that they don't even know. And so, like, even with me gaining weight, I don't eat this weight. I never have, not even before I had my thyroid removed. But then everybody has heard of a thyroid gland. Everybody knows it's associated with metabolism. I'm gonna tell you right now, right here, I've lived it. I don't have one. It was removed. I don't know if you can see it. I heal pretty good. You see that? You see that? Look, let me move this out of the way. Uh, shit, no matter what I did. Okay. So look, y'all see that smiley face? That's where they cut me open for my thyroid gland out. I don't have a piece of it. I don't make metabolism at all. I take pills to live for the rest of my life. This is what started me on my journey, and it's taken me 25 years to get to this point where I'm at right now. And it's a lot of trial and error, a lot of trying, a lot of diets, a lot of trying this and trying that. I know I get a lot of people say, "Why don't you try this? Why don't you get on this? Why don't you?" And I be like, "Nah, because I know that I'm already working at a deficit." And it's the one thing I'm envious to a lot of you guys out there who still have your thyroid gland. Envious in a good way, not a negative way. Envious in a good way, because I once too had one. For 25 years of my life, I had one. And then it was removed due to cancer, and I can't get it back. But had I known my ailments, like had I known that I had autoimmune disorders, I could have prevented me being more vulnerable or susceptible to a disease like that earlier in life. But nobody told my mom, nobody told me how am I supposed to know? It's not like they go over this stuff in high school, like I said. So I would just say this 25 years has been a trip. I have tried every diet known to man, especially when I was in the Navy. Because in the Navy, in the military period, you have to be in shape. You have to do your exercises. You have to pass your PT test. Now, I was good. I was good. I had a lot of waivers. I didn't have to take a test. A lot of time, more than most people. But for the most part, I was good. I made my height, weight, but I could never control my body. Like, like some people say, you know what, I'm going to run 3 times a week. And that running 3 times a week gives them the body that they want. I can't do that, people. I can't do that. I can't say, I'm going to go in the gym and lift weights and do this and do that, or run 3 times a week and get the body I want. I've tried everything. Name the diet. You can name it. And I've tried it. Doesn't work for me. And it's frustrating because there are times when I remember going into the gym. I'm putting the link in the chat. Those of you who might want to beam in. There are times I would go to the gym and work out, on a daily basis, 5 hours a day. This is me being active duty, 5 hours a day. And I would have my homegirls come in and work out with me, and they would do 3, 4 times a week. I'm doing it every day, 7 days a week. And that 7 days a week might buy me an ounce, but I could eat an ounce of that weight that I just lost in one meal. My friends, on the other hand, working out with me on the regimen that I'm doing, peeling weight off like nobody business. Trust me, I done had my days when I cried, when I was upset, and I just couldn't take it. But I told y'all I would tell y'all how much I lost. So this is the good part, right? If you don't believe I lost weight, you can go back to my first video, which was uploaded. It was a video I made because I learned how to do this stuff as I went. My first video, you'll know it's me. I have a hat, like a straw hat, a country hat on, and I think I'm talking about pound for pound. Look at that video and look at me today and tell me if you don't see a difference. If you don't, okay, but I do. Okay, I definitely see a difference, and I have been seeing a difference. I definitely can see it on the scale. So I'm not at the point yet that I reach my goal. But when I reach my goal, I'm gonna have a reveal and everything, a big, big show. And like I said, every week I'm gonna have a show where we discuss a little bit about, weight loss and getting in shape. Because I know most of you are here just for the weight loss part. But I started my diet about August 6th of this year. I went to about September 25th, September 26th, and I lost 31 pounds. No BS. I truly lost 31 pounds. And the only reason I stopped the diet is because of how I do my diet. I couldn't take my equipment with me to Vegas. And like I said, I don't want to be sitting at the table and everybody else is chowing down and I can't. Because when you do the diet like I do it, you really you don't have a big appetite. And it's just natural. It ain't you trying. I ain't taking no pills. I ain't taking no supplements. I'm not taking any of that because along with me having thyroid cancer, damage was done to my heart. Why? Because I was 25 or 24 when they pulled it out. I turned 25 a couple of months later, and I instantly had high blood pressure, and I mean high blood pressure, nonstop ever since I was 25. And it didn't take long for my heart to be damaged. So I can tell you right now, I can never engage in any supplements, any extra stuff, all this, these short ways and shortcuts. I can't do them. One, they don't work for me. Two, I have to be careful with my heart. So whatever I do, it has to be natural. So I bought into the notion as well, like, you know what? I'm gonna exercise, exercise, exercise. And I'm just gonna do way more than everybody else. And I was always told you have to do a little bit more than the average person. So I would tell you, I suffer from hypothyroidism, and anybody can look that up. And one day I'll do a show about it, but I'm not gonna get in depth about it. But that's what I suffer from. But I promise you, in 1 month, I lost 31 pounds, really a little bit more than a month. August 6th to September 25th, I lost 31 pounds this year. Now that I'm back and I'm back home and I'm settled in and I can get back into the swing of things, I'm probably going to lose 31 more. I'm not going to stop. It's all to the good for me. Um, I'm a person, I weigh a lot, and I shouldn't weigh a lot, but I don't have a thyroid gland. So I have to eat healthy. When I go to the doctor and they check my cholesterol, it's excellent. And they check my heart as far as the veins to see if they got plaque on them or my coronary arteries and all that. Excellent. You name it, I'm hitting excellent. The only thing I'm not excellent in is my iron because I always had iron deficiency all my life, especially once you reach the age of puberty as a woman and you got a problem with iron, it's going to get worse. But I've always had an iron problem. So that's not, it's not as worse as it used to be, but it is deficient. So what I want us to do, and to all my Facebook, because I know it's people watching me on Facebook, and I'm gonna tell y'all, even if I don't get a big following, even if I get just one person watching me, I'm satisfied because I was meant to go through what I went through so that I could come back and tell you guys and help you out. So, first thing that I'm gonna tell you is what the goal is. The goal is to find the health in you. Why is that important? Because you should rather focus on that than to focus on something like weight loss. Weight loss will come if you're healthy. I promise you. I promise you. If you're healthy, you will lose weight. It's just going to happen. I know people out there like, girl, please. When your body is healthy as can be, One of the byproducts is you dropping weight. I told y'all a little bit about myself. I told y'all I don't have a thyroid gland. I told y'all I've tried every diet out there. Every diet. I go way back to like when they was doing the Atkins diet. I've had Melaleuca. Like I did them all. Everything. 3 days this, 3 days that, reducing calories, this, that, and the other. I did it all. Why diets don't work all the time? Because even though America is better than most countries, my head is itching out, sorry. Even though America is better than most countries at labeling their products, they're still not that good. If you can't account for what's in the product, then how can you effectively go on a diet which going to make you lose weight? You can't. The answer is you can't. Some things affect people differently. I know we're pretty much all the same. We're all humans, right? Your race does not have nothing to do with when you're talking getting healthy and or losing weight. We're all humans, right? If you're a female, you got female parts. If you're a male, you got male parts. That's all the same, right? What's unique about it is everybody's bodies works different. I can tell you right now that when it comes to excreting waste, my system works way, way overboard. Like I know people out there that don't even poop once a day. That's dangerous. In case you didn't know it. No, y'all was like, why she want to talk about poop? Because it's important. It's dangerous not to have a bowel movement once a day. I mean, even having a bowel movement once a day is not good because we know you're not eating once a day. You're eating at least 3 times a day, right? So the rule of thumb is every time you have something to eat, you're supposed to have a bowel movement. I know people say, no, that can't be true. I'm normal. If you're not having a bowel movement every time you eat, you're not normal. Me, every time I eat, I have a bowel movement. And I have it within the hour. My system will do that job like perfectly. And I might have at least 2 or 3 extras in the course of 24 hours. So on average, for me, I have bowel movements 5 times, maybe 6 times a day. I've been like that since birth. And I don't know why. I'm not doing anything to have it. I'm not eating nothing special to have it. I'm just regular like that. But what about the people that's not? There's an issue there because you're supposed to be. My kidneys are good. Like I told you, on every level, I I registered excellent. The major problem, I ain't gonna say the only, I suffer from autoimmune disorders, and you're born with that. A lot of Americans are walking around with autoimmune disorders and don't even know it. It's like not like a doctor tells you. Once they tell you what you have or your problem, you look it up and then you find out what it is and why you got it. When y'all hear me talk about Western diet, that is inclusive of Europeans and everybody on this hemisphere, like North America, South America, Central America. All of us are considered West, and we eat a Western diet. So, getting back to the labeling thing, how can you diet for something you don't even know that's in there? I've done that before. I've been on diets where I said I'm going to eat 25 grams of carbohydrates or sugar. Cool. Where I'm going to know, how am I going to know that I'm doing that? I'm looking at the label, right? Wrong. I think that I'm doing it right, but that label doesn't talk about the 5 other sugars that food item has in it. So even though I call myself bringing it down, eating like uh, 25 calories or 25 grams of carbohydrates. The sugars I don't know about could be like 3,500. That's what's killing me. It's the ones they not putting on the label, not the ones that I see. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about. So the exercise or the campaign that we're gonna go on, that some of you guys gonna go on with me. And I know who you are because you DM me and you email me. So it don't seem like it's a lot of people in here now, but I know you in here. I know you watch it. And I thank you for it because that's what I'm meant to do. To me, I feel like that's what I'm meant to do. I was meant to go through what I went through to be a testimony and to help others. Yeah, I can sit up here and say why me, because there were times when I felt like it's so unfair. But I was supposed to go through that. I'm still gonna do my boxing channel. This is just another passion that I have, and I happen to know a lot about it because I felt like I had to save my life. I've had everything from severe asthma. I have that. Severe eczema, rheumatoid arthritis, hypothyroidism, and I had cancer. So let me explain what an autoimmune disorder is. An autoimmune disorder is when your body pretty much attacks itself. Whatever kind of definition they want to give in layman's term is when your body attacks itself. Notable autoimmune disorder: psoriasis, eczema, alopecia, male pattern baldness, rheumatoid arthritis. Um, what else? Lupus. Y'all heard of that? Graves' disease. Y'all heard of that? Whenever your body just start degrading for no reason, like have you ever hurt your knee? Your knee swollen. You like, but I didn't fall. I didn't hit it. I wasn't even playing ball, but my knee hurt. My elbows hurt. My joints hurt. And you didn't do nothing to make that hurt. That's a degradation. However you want to look at it, it's a degradation. That's what rheumatoid arthritis is. We know that arthritis is about swelling anyway, but rheumatoid arthritis is an autoimmune disorder, and it usually strikes you when you get in your 40s. So there's no way to prepare for that. It's no way that you could know that you're a candidate for that. I could have had lupus. I could have had Graves' disease. A lot of people do die from that. All these autoimmune disorders can kill you. I have edema as well. So I have a problem with swelling. I have an absorption problem. And they'll tell me, oh, you got hypothyroidism. Okay, yeah, I'm lethargic, I'm sleepy, my hair texture changes all the time. What else? I can't see as good, like I'm just sluggish, I'm weak, my bones hurt. I started naming off the symptoms. And what do the doctor do? What do doctors do these days? They try to treat your symptoms. But 50 plus years ago, doctors were actually trying to treat why they would ask that question: why do you have hypothyroidism? Because if they could answer that question, then they can fix the problem. Obama, when he was president, he tried to get the doctors on some kind of program where they got some incentives if they could go back to doing stuff that way, like how they used to be in back in the day. But everybody was shitting on Obama. Anybody want to listen? But it's important. It's important for doctors to go back to treating patients the way they used to 50, 60 years ago. Meaning they just, instead of trying to treat a symptom, find out why you have that problem. But before we get in the depth of things, when I come back, I'm going to tell you what our main goal is, what I'm trying to do. But I want y'all to watch a video because I found this to be applicable to most females. And I'm especially talking to you girls out there. I know y'all listening. Hear me good. Like I'll say the big ticket item. The big hot ticket item is from August 6th to September 26th, I lost 31 pounds. I should have had 31 just splashed all around the screen. I know people don't believe it. Now, I did not cheat. I did not like cheat meaning I did not take any pills. There was no shortcut that I took. I wasn't doing GNC products or none of that shit. There is no shortcut. I did try one product and I liked it. But I've done this before. And basically what I be trying to do is detox your body. And you should always want to detox your body anyway, because the badass shit that you deal with in life, diseases, disorders, defects, they thrive in a toxic environment. So the idea is to detox your body. And when you detox your body, guess what you're going to find? You're going to find the health in you. You're going to find what works for you. Because even though we have the same equipment, to all the ladies in the house, we all got the same equipment, but our equipment work differently. Some of y'all's work better than the others. And like I told you, I'm regular. And I know compared to a lot of people in America, I'm rare. A lot of people are not this it seems like there's more people out there that's not regular than it is people who are. And I've been like that from birth, day one. That's an asset, but I promise you, I don't do nothing special to have that ability. Just like the girl out there who can eat what she want, whenever she want, what time of night she want, and she never gain weight. And she looks good, especially if she's young. Her skin is tight, moist. She look like she the picture of health. And she might not be, but socially, she's adequate. She's adequate because she'll be able to do she's working at her optimum level. She looks the part. So I want you guys to check out this video. I found it on YouTube, and just watch it for a second. You know.
Hey, I'm Allison, and I want to tell you the story
So that story was very relatable. And I know it's relatable to a lot of people out there. And I felt like showing it. It's a YouTube. You can find it on YouTube. As y'all see, it was a YouTube channel or somebody posted that before. And I thought it was very relatable. So, like I said, I've told y'all my story just a little bit. As time go on, I will be more in depth about certain parts of your body and what's going on because I'm of the notion that if you know better, you'll do better. You'll make better choices, especially when you're informed. So, what I want us to do is find the health in us. I'm gonna do it regardless, and I want to keep something in mind. Keep something. Y'all need to keep something in mind. Time waits for no one. Y'all hear me say that on my boxing show. Time will march on whether you do anything or not. If you get up and sit on the couch every day and don't do anything and stuff your face or whatever, or don't exercise or whatever, time will march on. So why not use this time wisely? We're coming up on Thanksgiving. I mean, the next holiday is Halloween, but that's not really a holiday. But Thanksgiving will be next, and I know everybody want to throw down. And if you follow this plan, you won't be able to. You're not gonna want to if you follow this plan. But to anybody out there, we're gonna slow walk this. I probably go hardcore, and there are people out there who could go hardcore because I be doing it. For the people who just starting to do it, I'm gonna tell you right now. Let me throw the disclaimers out there. If you do this program, you're gonna have withdrawals, and with the type of withdrawals you're gonna have are sugar withdrawals, and they can be as hard as something like opium withdrawals, or heroin withdrawals, or drug withdrawals of any kind. It feels the same, um, especially if you go hardcore. But that's why we're gonna slow walk it because I want y'all to be successful at it. To anybody who wants to go hardcore, I can be reached through my email. Let me put that up. I took it down. Hold on, so you can see some stuff. Let's see. Okay, so right there at the bottom of the screen, you see my email address. You see my number. You could call in. The email is boxingfanstalk. Well, it's not up here. I'm sorry. Boxingfanstalk at gmail.com. Drop the TV part and you can email me. And whatever questions you may have, I know I'm going to get the emails because I get them all the time. And like I said, don't seem like people are in here today, but I know you're watching. What I'm telling you is not a shortcut, it's sustaining. For instance, I told you guys I started August 6th. By September 25th, I lost 31 pounds. Now, had I been a person with a thyroid gland, like most of you do, I probably would have doubled that. You guys will always do better than me. You rather change your lifestyle while you can and while you have a choice than to wait till you don't have a choice. Ask people who have diabetes, like type 2 diabetes, which is curable, by the way. Once they get full blown diabetes, type 2 or whatever, they now have to eat a certain way for the rest of their life. And it sucks. It sucks. But it's important that you find out what ails you. It might be one item. It really might just be one item. I can tell you right now, red meat does offer some good properties like iron and other things. But red meat, especially with black people, does a number on us. And it really need to be scaled back. Like you should not eat red meat every day. Um, what's going to happen? So I know for myself, once I get to my desired weight or just desired health, um, I'm going to start adding stuff back in. And I've done this before. But like I said, you can't all the way judge by me in a sense because yours going to work better than me. When you do it, you're going to have better success than I did at a quicker rate. But what happens is, for me, the ailments that I have, the damage is already done. I can't come back and fix it. Especially, I didn't just lose my thyroid gland. I'm not gonna get into other organs that I've lost, but I'm at a deficit of four, four organs gone, and so my damage is done. So this is basically what I can do, and I get healthy. I get really healthy because I can tell you right now. Yes, I have damage to my heart when I had the thyroid cancer, but my coronary arteries are perfect. I have no problems. I don't have plaque buildup in my veins or arteries. My cholesterol is excellent. The only thing I got to be careful of is losing my electrolytes, and they are important. So let's get into it. So we're gonna detox our system. Why are we gonna detox our system? Because more than likely, most people who live in the Western world have an acidic system. Let me repeat that. Most people who live in the Western world have an acidic system. When you start talking about ailments like cancer, disease, disorders, defects, they thrive in a toxic environment. When you hear them say toxic environment, they talk about the acidity in your body. Now, what does acidity? Why is it relevant? No one's living with an acidic body, like a severely acidic body. No, like I'm talking about your pH levels. So normal is 7. Anything above 7 or 7.3 or something like that is considered alkaline. Anything below 7 is considered acidic. It's not as simple as eating an acidic food. Like you would think, I want to say like a lemon, for instance. You think acidic, you think sour, something like you suck on a lemon. How does that make you feel? It's a sour taste. It makes you, you grab your cheeks. You like sucking in because it tastes acidy, right? But so do oranges and all that stuff. However, it's not an absolute, but most of the time when you eat acidic food, when it gets in your body, it's alkaline. When you eat alkaline foods, when it gets in your body, it turns acidic. A lot of times it could be like that. There's no absolute, to that, but it does do that. Like that's a rule of thumb for me. I think of it like that. However, you know, I get into the weeds of it. You don't have to. But what we gonna do, you don't have to. I'm playing to the lowest common denominator, not saying you're not relevant, whoever you may be. I'm just saying I'm playing to that person, the basic person. I'm playing to the person. I'm thinking about your pockets. A lot of us can do some things because we have money or whatever. Some of us don't have money. Excuse me. A lot of us are abusers of a lot of things, but the worst drug in America today is sugar. So again, when you hear me talk about Western diets, I'm talking about America, the Western world, Europe, North America, Central America, South America, this hemisphere. But most of the time I'm talking about us as Americans, because start at home and work your way out, so to speak, right? So what I want this journey to be is you finding your health, you finding out what ails you, what is it that you consume every day that gives you problems. Like I said, you may be a 20-some-year-old woman who have alopecia and you losing your hair at an alarming rate. That's not good socially for you. That's going to make you sort of socially inadequate. Now at 23 and 24, maybe 28, you have to wear wigs. And maybe that's not what you wanted to do, but you can fix that. You can fix that. As I said before, too, a lot of us in America are walking around with autoimmune disorders. But when you go to the doctor, they'll say, yeah, you have Graves' disease or lupus. But you never really hear them tell you, that's an autoimmune disorder. See, because if you knew it was an autoimmune disorder, you would know the cure. You would know what you had to do to fix that or control that. And for the record, autoimmune disorders, there's no cure. You're born with it. You'll never get rid of it, but you can control it. You can make it non existence. Eczema is an autoimmune disorder. Psoriasis, those skin disorders. The skin is the biggest organ on your body. If you have that, you have eczema. And mostly what I'm talking about falls under the umbrella of allergies. And our biggest problem in America, why we're sick, why we're going to the doctor so much, is because we have allergies, namely under the umbrella of autoimmune disorders. So you go autoimmune disorders, allergies, and then all the allergies that a person can have. Allergies are very debilitating. It can kill you. It can kill you. I have edema, you know, and that's allergies. It causes swelling. What happens when it causes swelling in my throat? My airway is cut off. I cannot, right? Because I can't breathe. I have to go to the ER. They have to give me a cocktail of medicine to include steroids. Who the hell wants to take steroids? But if you take steroids in the right way, it's a beautiful drug. But if you're taking it like people take it to enhance their abilities or build their body up and all that, yeah, they might have some short term gratification from it, but long term it's going it's gonna hurt you, you know. So we're gonna be on this journey detoxing our body. And when I do my show Monday through Friday, I'm gonna ask, you know, what was y'all success today? I'm gonna add something to your diet today. And you probably said, T, I already drank water, because that's what I'm adding. But do you drink enough water? But I'm also gonna take away something from your diet. So let's get to it. So all right. I told you about the pH levels in the body. Now women have two separate pH levels because we special. Because we special. Women in their nether regions, pHs should be normal about 3.8 to 4.5. Now, for some reason, in your nether regions, women, you supposed to be a little acidic. I don't know why, but that's normal. But in your body, period, you should not be acidic. Now, most people are not going to be at the neutral number, which is 7. A lot of people can hover around 6. That's still okay. Or maybe you at 8 alkaline. That's still okay. But like anything in the body, everything is a balance. Can't have too much of one thing, and you can't have too little. So just so y'all know, now y'all know the normal pH balance. This is important because nobody is living without normal pH balance. And your body is going to fight like hell to ensure that on a daily basis you have a normal pH balance. If your body has to steal from your bone marrow or other parts of your body to make sure that you have a regular pH balance, it does it. This is where the degradation comes because it's stealing from something else. It's not getting replaced when it's being stolen. So you have to have this. You have to have this. Your system should be working like that. So we know about pH balance. We know what's normal, and we know that your body has to be a balancing act. Now, let's talk about the bad stuff. The bad stuff are diseases, disorders, um, autoimmune disorders, and defective parts. Diseases, that goes without saying. You guys know what diseases are. Talking about STDs, bacteria, whatever the disease is. Whether you caught it or your body just morphed into it or whatever, doesn't matter. Disorders, anything outside of autoimmune disorders. All of us could suffer from some type of disorder. Autoimmune disorders, a lot of people in America have this problem. How I know this is because we on a Western diet. Until it becomes socially inadequate for you, a lot of us don't care. We don't pay attention because it's not stopping you. If you're a 23-year-old woman and you bald completely up in the front, that will stop you. That will make you go to the doctor and say, Doc, what is up? And the doctor will give you suggest, and I guarantee you will follow it because it will make you socially inadequate. You're gonna insecurity is gonna rush in. How you gonna pull this guy or that guy? You're gonna feel inadequate. If a man has baldness, he just shave all his head off. He's all to the good. But impotency for the men, that is socially inadequate. You got a girlfriend, you're pulling these women, but you can't rise to the occasion. All of that stuff is about the food that you eat, this Western diet. All these are side effects of this Western diet. And the crazy part is American scientists and food companies, they knew this back in the 1800s. When did the change happen? In the 70s. This is when they start with the processed food and all this stuff. You hear that this headphone is killing my ears. Sorry. You hear that processed food is bad. You hear that, but then you don't put two and two. You say, "Well, I gotta eat meat." Let me throw this disclaimer out. We are humans. We do not have to eat meat. We're herbivores, not carnivores. We never have to eat meat to survive. You can go your whole life and never eat meat. If you really want to see it in work, watch a baby into toddler stage and close to adolescent. How many of you have kids where you felt like you had to force the meat on them? You cook some chicken, they won't eat it. But you peel the chicken off the bone and just break it in little pieces and they eat it. Or only meat that they will eat is chicken nuggets. Anything that look like an animal, they're not gonna eat it. The rule of thumb is if it has eyeballs and a spine and has feelings, don't eat it. Now some people say animals don't have feelings. Yes, they do. All animals have feelings. If they didn't, why do their babies play? That's emotion. They have feelings. You're not supposed to eat it. What you're supposed to eat is everything that comes out of the ground and off a tree. That's coming out the ground. But that's what you're supposed to eat. So people will ask, what about seafood? Same thing applies. But some people feel like, I got to eat some meat. I can tell you for myself, having done this before, that I can eat chicken and I can eat tuna fish. Them the two meats that do nothing to me. Like I don't have a problem with it when I eat it. I don't have no side effects or anything. Talking about side effects, you have to pay attention. If you're gonna go on this journey with me, and I hope that you are, I know that some of you are, you're gonna have to pay attention to your body. You're gonna have to look in the mirror and look at your face, look at your eyebrows. I know a lot of women who don't grow eyebrows, and guess what? That's a problem. You were meant to grow some eyebrows. You thinking, oh, I just don't grow eyebrows. What's lovely about growing eyebrows is you can change your look all the time. As you see, I have thick eyebrows. When I was younger, they were much more thicker. As you get older, stuff like that diminish. But look at me at 50, I have thick eyebrows. I could cut them in any kind of way. And some women don't have any, but it's the food you eat. You change your diet, a lot of shit gonna change. Now, I will throw this disclaimer out. As I told you, sugar is worse than any drug out there known to man. It does harm to you worse than any drug out there known to man. But your body runs off of sugar, natural sugar. I don't care. I could offer you $10 million and tell you eat some natural sugar, and I guarantee you couldn't OD on it. I guarantee you couldn't, because natural sugar is way more sweeter than mayonnaise sugar. But sugar is like a drug. So when you start this journey with me, you're gonna go through withdrawals, and it's gonna be hard. Your body gonna ache. I mean, think of, if you can imagine, people who go through drug withdrawals, how they feel in the first 3 or 4 days. That's exactly how you're gonna feel. So if you're gonna start this and you want to go hardcore, by all means. But just know, give yourself 3 days when you don't have to be at work, because you ain't gonna be able to get out the bed really. You're gonna go through withdrawals. Your bathroom time, you're gonna log in more hours in the bathroom. You're gonna be going a lot. Your bowel movements are gonna become regular. Um, we all familiar with how horse poop, it be like soft serve ice cream cone or something. It kind of got that texture. That is normal poop. Poop is not supposed to be hard, and it's not supposed to be liquidy. It's supposed to look like soft serve ice cream. Not that it look like that because it's brown or whatever, but it's not supposed to be hard. You're not supposed to drop turds. That's turds are not normal poop. So be on the lookout for that to change. Also, you get a lot of people who will quit doing this because they say they got sicker, they got worse. Well, you were going to be sick. The thing about detoxing your body is there's things that's lying underneath or in the inside of your body, lying underneath your skin. So, like acne, right? I don't suffer from acne that much. I never have, not even as a teenager. Can I get acne? Yes, I can. I saw that when I was pregnant. Um, I can get acne just like anybody else, but the rate at which I produce acne is slow as hell. Well, when you start detoxing your body, that rate will pick up. Some people who have never had acne before or rarely had it, when they start detoxing, they're gonna say, "Oh no, I gotta quit because all this acne." There's gonna be changes, but understand this: that bacteria that's in your body, those things that are harming you, it doesn't want to leave. And for the record, how you cure a disease, disorder, or anything is you starve it to death. And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna starve your ailments to death and kill them off. You probably don't even know you have whatever in your body. You probably don't know that you're on the verge of being diabetic, because they'll tell you stuff like you have insulin resistance. Insulin resistance, another way of saying you got diabetes. Or you're pre-diabetic. There is no such thing as pre-diabetic. You're either diabetic or you're not. So if you ever been told you're pre-diabetic, you own the line, you close, you're diabetic. Okay? We're gonna cure that stuff because, as I told you, disease, disorders, autoimmune disorders, defects, all of that stuff, it thrives in a toxic environment. It lives off of that shit. And what is that shit? What is the toxins? The Western diet. Why? Because there's stuff in there that your body can't use. Some of them sugars your body can't digest. And for the record, anything you cannot digest turns to sugar. Let me repeat that. Anything that you cannot digest turns to sugar. You cannot digest margarine because margarine is not really real. I'm talking about the country crock, my favorite so called butter, the country crock, the tubs. The one molecule away from plastic. One molecule. You cannot digest that. So it comes in your body, you eating it, and because you cannot digest it, meaning you cannot use it or consume it in your cells, it turns to sugar. And when it turns to sugar, eventually it turns to fat. Okay. We're going to get more in depth about the different types of fat. There's brown fat and there's white fat. Anything with color is going to be better than anything that don't have color. Period. You want your fat to always be brown because it's always burning. When your fat is white, it's just stuck there and you gaining weight. That's all that is. Now, a wise guy told me years ago when I was in the Navy and I was trying to lose weight or, get in shape or stay in shape. He was like, T, when you go to the gym, you should just practice on trying to be better at something instead of trying. Your goal should never be to try to lose weight. Of course, I thought he was crazy. This guy was younger than me. I was like, you don't know what you're talking about. But looking back in hindsight, he knew exactly what he was talking about. When you have an agenda of, I'm going to lose weight, sometimes it doesn't work. I ain't going to say sometimes, most times it doesn't work. But if you have an agenda of, I'm going to get healthy, watch how you lose weight. I promise you, a very healthy body peels weight off, just like that. I bullshit you not. And I told y'all in the beginning, I have a thyroid issue. I have hypothyroidism, and I don't have a thyroid gland at all. So I don't make metabolism like y'all. I don't make it at all. I could go work out 7 to 8 hours a day, will not do shit for me. Imagine my surprise in my 40s when I realized that it was what I was eating. Now, people say that. They used to say that even when I was younger. It's not, it's not how much you eat, is what you eat. Or it's not what you eat, is how much you eat. None of that shit makes sense unless somebody break it down. It is what you eat versus how much you eat. Because if you're eating nutritionist food, you can eat all day and nothing will happen. Nothing negative will happen. Let me just say that. But if you're eating non-nutritionist food, like processed food, you're gonna get sick. You're gonna have disease, disorders, autoimmune disorders, and other defects. And like I said, you'd rather catch it when you have a chance to change it and then revamp how you eat. So I know going into the future, when I'm where I want to be healthy wise, I'm going to eat tuna fish. I'm going to eat a tuna fish sandwich here and there. I'm definitely going to eat chicken. I'm going to bake it more than I ever fry it, but I'm going to eat fried chicken as well. I don't think I'm going back to red meat. That's just me. And if I did, then I would eat it once a week and probably just a steak. I ain't gonna do ground beef. Have that in that diet, that's your business. But this is what we're gonna do. All right. So I told y'all about the bad stuff. Anybody out there suffering from any disease or disorder or autoimmune disorders or defects, a lot of y'all are suffering from autoimmune disorders and don't know it. You know, when the doctor tell you you have something, look it up. They tell you got something like, somebody could tell you got alopecia. Look it up. It's an autoimmune disorder. Look for it. It ain't gonna always be obvious because again, immune disorders, what you would do, you would choose better. You would do things differently so that you don't suffer from it. That's gonna require you to eat nutritional food. Most people who are overweight are not pulling up at a buffet stuffing their face. They might have a healthy appetite, but they're not like technically overeaters. I know more thin people who eat, which I would be saying on the verge of being like an overeater, than I do anybody who got a lot of weight on. A lot of what's frustrating to people who got a lot of weight is that they hardly eat, but they gain weight like nobody business. They eat a meal in one sitting, they gain 2 or 3 pounds. They don't lose it by the next day. And then these thin people who it doesn't affect them like that eat enough for 3 people and never gain anything. And if we're the same, then why doesn't that work the same? Because yes, you have the same parts, but how well those parts work in your body is another story. So for all the bad stuff, the idea is to starve it to death. Let me repeat. All the bad stuff, disease, autoimmune disorders and stuff. Starve it. We're going to starve it to death. We're going to slow walk this process. I'm going to go hardcore, but I'm going to slow walk. So my first thing to tell you to add to your diet this week, and we're going to talk about it Sunday when I do another show, you're going to add water. Well, Miss T, I already drank water. What is you talking about? This is silly. Okay. Whatever you weigh, divided by 2, and that's how many ounces you supposed to drink. Let me say that again. Whatever you weigh, divided by 2, and that's how many ounces of water you're supposed to drink per day. Okay. But I'm going to give you a solid. It's not easy drinking a whole lot of water. It really ain't. Not even for me. I I'm gonna just show you what I drink. I don't make no money showing this. It's just I'm just being factual, actual. I drink spring water. I don't drink distilled water. Distilled water, that's a whole nother subject. I wouldn't suggest it. I'm just leave it at that. Y'all do what you want to do. Some people can drink tap water. If you could trust tap water these days, that's another subject. Y'all do what y'all do. But I drink spring water. This is an 8-ounce bottle. It is now 2:12 in the afternoon. This is my 5th bottle. I have another bottle sitting right here. And by the time this show is over, I would have drank that. That's my 6th bottle. Yes, I weigh over 200 pounds. And no girl wants to weigh that. I'm pretty tall, but I do. It is a fact. It's not nothing I'm ashamed of. This is my journey. So basically, during the pandemic, I ballooned up like big. Like I was the biggest I ever been. I wasn't even this weight when I was pregnant. So I ballooned up. But I drank my water, and I one day would love to be able to drink a gallon of water per day. Now before people start talking like I only weigh 99 pounds, I only weigh 115 pounds, I can't drink a gallon of water. Everybody can drink a gallon of water per day. Everybody can. But I know it's difficult. So I will say, especially if you're shooting for this, start off with 100 ounces of water. That's 28 ounces less than a gallon. Make that be your goal. That I'm going to drink come hell or high water before this day end. I'm going to drink 100 ounces of water and do that per day. Now, for to your coffee drinkers, I'm not telling you to stop drinking coffee, but I have a mantra I live by called work first, play second. So if I was a coffee drinker, then I'm going to make sure I get my 100 ounces of water in before I start drinking coffee or soda or juice or whatever. I'm going to get this in first. This is important. There's 1,000 ways to skin a cat, 1,000 diets out there. They all can work. But if you do not drink this the way I'm telling you to drink it, it ain't going to work. People think, "Oh, I don't want to drink water. It's going to put on weight." No, it won't. It's going to flush the hell out your system. It's actually going to have the opposite effect. But I understand if you drink a lot of water 1 or 2 days every now and then, you can feel like that. I'm telling you, to y'all women who still get your cycle, This shit right here is gonna regulate some of that. It's gonna help with those cramps. I'm telling you, it's a beautiful thing. And this is what I mean by this ain't nothing new. Everybody know that humans got to drink water. This thing that they got out now where they be saying babies don't need water. Don't listen to that shit. Don't listen to that. If you have any kids or you got kids that got kids, even if, to the fathers out there, if you see some infraction like that, like somebody's not giving their child water, y'all need to speak on it. That can't change. That's human nature. And last time I checked, babies are humans too. So if your baby weigh 8 pounds, you might want to try to get them 4 ounces of water per day. But sometimes babies get to sucking the water, they prefer the milk. So give them 2 ounces. You can trick a baby into getting a couple of ounces of water in a day. But make sure your babies stay hydrated. Don't listen to this bullshit out here now saying that children don't need to drink water because that's not true. All of us need to. So to recap, all this week, and when I come back Sunday, you guys gonna tell me how it is. Some of you guys gonna just send me an email. Again, my email is boxingfanstalk@gmail.com. Some of y'all don't want to be out front with it. I get it. I get it. But you get to a certain age in life, you can't be worried about being embarrassed. I don't care no more. And when I was younger, I was pressed. So I get it. I get it. I'm not gonna give no young person no hard time about saying like, don't worry about that, fuck that, or whatever. Because I know I was there too. I was young too, once. And you worry about things like that. But again, try to reach a goal of 100 ounces. I don't care how much you weigh. Try to reach that goal per day. That's the one we add, and it is the hardest. This is the thing that derails people on their diet. Some people do the calorie deficit diet. Oh, I'm only gonna eat like 1,200 calories a day. Shit can work. I ain't knocking it. It ain't the best diet to me, but it can work. But what they fail to do is drink plenty of this. And if they did, the amount that they did lose will probably triple or double. Trust me when I tell you. Go on this journey with me. Walk with me now. Walk with me. You're going to do better than I do. And I want to see that. I want to know that I've helped boxers cut weight really fast. I've helped, because my way, I'm telling you, the way I do it, you can cut weight real fast. You can cut weight, you can damn near cut 20 pounds in a week. Demetrius in the building. What's popping, King? Yeah, this is a new show, Demetrius, that I'm going to be doing on Sunday. I had promised back in August that I would do a wellness show. So thanks for joining me. So I'm inviting everybody to go on a journey with me to get back at it. I did put out there, I told them I was going to tell them my success. I started my diet August 6th. By September 25th or 26th, I had lost 31 pounds. And I'm telling you facts. I know how I know and understand how the body works. Therefore, I know how to cut the weight. In my way, there is no exercise. Let me repeat. There is no exercise involved in my way. You don't have to. If you want to, that's cool. Because I can tell you, I devised a triangle. I didn't put a picture up, but 10% of weight loss in my mind, and this is how I devise it based on what I know and what I experienced. 10% of weight loss, you can say exercise. 60% is mental. It's mental. You have to prepare yourself to see this new you. Sometimes people carry weight like a security blanket and they don't even know they're doing that. So you have to prepare yourself. It's all mental. 40% is going to be what you eat. If you eat the way I'm suggesting, you're going to drop weight fast. How many of you out there want to drop 20 pounds in a week? I can get you there. I sure can. I promise you. I do it all the time. I help a lot of people. Been doing it for years for the free. And again, Demetrius, you could probably go back and watch the early parts. I told about why I came to this, how I knew about this, and my deficit. I suffer from autoimmune disorders. I have no thyroid gland because I had cancer like 25 years ago. So the damage is done with me. It don't have to be done with y'all. And y'all gonna have more success because I do not make metabolism. If you don't make it in your body, weight loss is gonna be hard as hell. If you're doing something to disrupt your metabolism, like taking hormone pills or taking supplements that do the job of what your body normally does, you're going to mess up your whole system. So you said lose stomach fat, got a cure for that. Got a cure for that. I help boxers cut weight quick and they be fully energized. But a lot of people don't believe it. It's not a shortcut. It's Demetrius, it been out here for years. The information is out there. But a food company, I'm just naming a food company, none against Kraft. Please don't stop buying their products because I call that name. But they're not going to sit there and tell you what you should do and how you should do it, because then you're gonna stop buying that shit, or post cereal and all them people. I saw a video of a lady one time, long time ago. She said, um, if you want to lose weight or get healthy, eat one ingredient foods, and that's all it said. It was like a 2 minute video. I understood what she said, but it wasn't for me. It's not enough information. With me, I gotta geek shit out. You said how you got my attention. I promise you, I know how to make help people drop weight. But a lot of people look at people and say, they try to judge stuff. Can't look at other people. You got to go by yourself. You are uniquely you. But what I'm telling you is the way God made you, and it works. I like my crunching berries. I like them too. You talking about Captain Crunch? That's some good cereal, but I don't eat cereal no more. I haven't eaten cereal, yeah, probably like 6 years. Once you stop eating this shit, you don't miss it. I promise you. I was talking about the water. So this is what we gonna do. And we can talk about it during my regular shows throughout the week. I'm still gonna do my boxing show. Every Sunday about 1 o'clock, I'm gonna do this show. We're gonna talk about health and wellness. And I'm gonna get in a month's time. I'm actually gonna have some experts on here that can cover the physical part and cover exercising or whatever that they do or their recommendation. It's 1,000 ways to skin a cat. I'm telling you what I call God's way. It's not a shortcut and it's real. When I went to Vegas, let me throw this out here. I told y'all from August 6th to September 26th, I lost 31 pounds. When I went to Vegas, and I hardly ate, I couldn't eat that much because I got full quick. But I did eat. I ate regular shit. I ate what everybody else was eating, right? I know I had that Philly steak in the MGM they make downstairs at Nathan's. That shit was the bomb.com. I didn't gain but a pound and a half. I drank more sodas and juice and shit than I did eat. And I gained a pound and a half. And then I lost. So I really didn't gain no weight. When I tell you this weight comes off and it's sustainable, y'all have to be willing to reprogram your mind and let go all the disinformation and connect dots. My goal is to find the health in you. And I'm repeating that for some of y'all who just came in. I know y'all in here too through my Facebook. The goal is to find the health in you. When you find the health in you, you will be able to find out what ails you. You can eliminate that from your diet permanently. It might be one thing. There are some people out there, what makes them gain weight or be unhealthy is condiments like ketchup, mayo, dressing, shit like that. Not the food that they eat, and they eat mac and cheese and spaghetti and all kinds of bullshit. But it's the condiments. It's the condiments. And you will know because you have to pay attention. When you eliminate certain things from your diet, when you come back to introduce it, introduce it at a slow rate. Like you, okay, I'm gonna bring back ketchup for this week. Let's see what happens. You're gonna bring back the ketchup, you're gonna put it on your food. You're gonna be sitting somewhere on a bus, or you're gonna be driving somewhere, you're gonna be just itching all the time. You be like, why am I itching? And then, but your mind gotta pay attention to that. You gotta say, bing, my body don't like ketchup. So either I'm gonna make my own ketchup from scratch and you can, or I'm just not eating ketchup. Certain condiments like mustard, it don't hurt you. Have at it. Eat all of I used to hate mustard. But when I learned that ketchup don't like me, I started eating mustard. I put mustard on everything. But for years, I was a ketchup person. I still like ketchup, but I rarely ever eat it. I don't eat cereal. I used to love cereal, especially sugar cereals. Don't eat it because I don't drink milk. Don't drink it at all. The worst dairy product that I do is cheese. I need to stop that because there's all kinds of ways you can put cheese on shit. Cheese sauce, cheese, actual cheese, different types of cheese everywhere. But I can cut that out too. As I said, we are not carnivores, we are herbivores. So if it has eyeballs and a spine and it has feelings, don't eat it. Eventually, that's what we're going to go to. But I said we're going to take this journey together and we're going to slow walk it. Me, I'm going hardcore. I'm at a deficit, y'all. So to even keep up with y'all going to find so much success week by week. But to keep up with y'all, I have to go hardcore. I'm lacking the thyroid gland. I don't have that. Y'all do. And I'm so happy for y'all that y'all get to have that. I didn't get a chance to enjoy and know what it's worth before mine was taken. I was 24. And so all these years, I've been at a deficit. And like I said, any disease, disorder, or autoimmune disorder and all that stuff, what we're going to do is detoxify our system and we're going to starve all our ailments to death. If it's in your body like bacteria and all that, that's a living thing. You want to starve it to death. It's crazy. I wish bacteria fed off of nutritionist food because then we definitely would starve it to death. Nobody would be getting sick and dying. But bacteria and infectious diseases and all that, cancer, even to include cancer, cancer is just a defective cell. Okay, some of y'all didn't know. Not nothing you catch. A lot of people say, "Oh, don't do that. Smoking, you're gonna get cancer." Every human being by the age of 16 has cancer cells. It's a defective cell. You have a process in your cell process that's supposed to um, kill off defective cells. It's called an oncogene, a P56 oncogene. It's in your cell cycle. When that shit don't work, and sometimes your body cuts off in certain areas, it don't work. That cell gets past that process. It comes back around and reproduce. Now you got two of them. Go back around. Now you got three, four. That's how cancer cells build up. But cancer cells is just a defective cell. It's a cell without, like, if it's mostly we talk about red blood cells. Red blood cells don't have nucleus, but red blood cell has cytoplasm. Maybe your cell don't have cytoplasm. That's a cancer cell. Maybe your cell, the mitochondria in your cell is fucked up. I don't know how that could be, but let's talk about a cell that do have a nucleus, like white blood cells. Maybe they don't have a nucleus. That's a cancer cell. That's all cancer is. It's not a disease. It's just a defective cell. How do you kill it? Starve it to death. These cells eat too. Tumors eat too. How do you kill it? You starve it to death. They cannot stand nutritional food. They love the Western diet. They love pizza, cheeseburgers, shakes, everything with a lot of sugar that you can't digest. I'm going to repeat this part. If you consume something that has sugar that you cannot digest, it's not usable. And that sugar lingers in your body and turns into fat. White fat, not brown fat, white fat. So everything you eat that you cannot consume, meaning your body cannot absorb it in the cell, it turns into sugar and then turns into fat. And it be stuck there. So again, when we was talking about the country crock butter, like I buy that. I buy that in bulk. Like, I love country crock butter. It's not even real butter. It's margarine, which is not real. And the funny thing about that is it's one molecule away from plastic. So you don't need to be eating it anyway. But it tastes good. Don't hey, look, I like food. I like Western diet too. And I sometimes I feel like how you teach an old dog new tricks. But I'm at the point in my life I don't have a choice. And that's why I'm telling everybody you don't want to get to the point like me. The damage is done. I have no choice. I have to do this. But you guys might not have to. You can do it, eliminate some of this stuff from your diet, and then come back and introduce certain things one at a time and find out that that one thing is the one that ails you. And you can be like, you know what? I love chicken, but when I fry it, I'm itching, my skin breaks out, my blood pressure go up. I can't eat pork. When I eat pork, I get headaches. My blood pressure goes up. I would have never known that if it didn't stop eating pork. Once I stopped eating pork, and I wasn't really heavy on pork anyway. We didn't grow up. We couldn't even eat pork. It couldn't even be like lard and cookies. My mom, if we was like, Mom, can we get some cookies, like a pack of cookies? She would look at the back and the ingredients, and if it say lard, she wouldn't get it for us. Like we had a straight deficit of no pork in our house. We could not eat it. My mom grew up eating pork. And after we were all grown, she goes back to eating pork, which I thought was what? What? But she never gave us pork. So once I became an adult, I didn't OD on shit like bacon and so I never even buy it. Every now and then it tastes good if I'm out and about and I stop to get something to eat. Maybe I go somewhere for a breakfast. I'll be like, yeah, give me some bacon. But buying it, mm-mm. I don't even buy bacon or sausage ever. It's what I was used to. So to cut out pork, it was easy. I mean, when we grew up, we did eat pork chops. But once I cut it out and I tried to eat it as an adult later, I got headaches. And I mean, some headaches that would sit my ass down. Blood pressure was soaring. Your blood pressure get high. That's why you got headaches. Your blood pressure get high. You start moving slow. And now I know pork is not my friend. I can't eat it. And I don't eat it. So I don't get those feelings. And my blood pressure, if it goes high, it's going to be because I'm in pain. Nowadays, when my blood pressure is real high, it's because I'm in pain. But back to what we say we're going to do. So for a whole week, all of y'all looking, I know some of y'all who watching. I know who you are. I picked the 8-ounce bottles of water. Why? Because one thing I cannot stand is opening a bottle of water and then don't finish it. And I'm sure everybody can relate to that. Your kids do it, you do it, and you necessarily ain't gonna come back to that old water or whatever. So I do this because I can finish it in one setting. This is actually my sixth water. I got six more to go. As I told you, you drink half of your body weight in water. So if you weigh 200 pounds, you need to be drinking 100 ounces of water. If you weigh 300 pounds, technically, if we're saying half your body weight in water in ounces, then you need to be drinking 150 ounces. But a gallon of water is 128 ounces. I say let's shoot for 100 ounces. I don't care what you weigh. You can weigh 500 pounds. Let's shoot for 100 ounces because that's going to do the trick too. So this is my sixth water that I've had today. It's 2:34 in the afternoon. So before I go to bed tonight, which is maybe 9 to I usually stay up, but definitely before midnight tonight, because after midnight starts a new day, I would have drank 12 of these total. This is the hardest thing about a diet. It doesn't matter what diet you do. This is where people fail because they don't drink enough water. Why they don't drink enough water? Well, if I'm drinking all this water, I'm a pee. I'm a pee a lot. Yes, you will. But that only lasts about a week or less. Eventually, you won't pee a lot because your body will be used to it. But if your body ain't used to it, yes, you're going to pee a lot. That's why you need to knock it out from early in the morning to as close to the evening as you can, like 7, 8 o'clock. You need to be done, especially if you go to bed at 11. Okay, just get the water and drink it. Some of you could drink room temperature, some of you could drink cold. If you drink it cold water, your body got to work and expend energy to warm it up, because it's cold. It takes energy to warm it up, bring that temperature down of the water where your body can accept it better. I drink it ice cold. I like it ice cold. I can down it quick, ice cold. Um, I could drink room temperature too, but I like it ice cold. So that's what I do. I put my waters in. Got a little teeny mini fridge in my room. I put them in the little freezer part, or I got the refrigerator turned up real high, so everything in there is cold. But that's what you do. If you drink coffee, by all means, I ain't tell you to stop drinking coffee, but work first, play second, right? Drink this first, then drink all the coffee you want to drink. If some people are used to drinking coffee in the morning, okay, fine. Drink your coffee in the morning. 1 cup. 1 cup. Because you got to get 12 of these in. If you got 16-ounce bottles, 20-ounce bottles, count your ounces. Drink it all up. Okay? It's fulfilling. It's going to flush you out, and that's what you're trying to do. We detoxing, right? That's what we do. That's what we doing, y'all. Like I said, the goal for me is to find the health in me. My goal for you guys is to find the health in you so that you can pick out what ails you. So you don't have to go through these illnesses. Most of us are a paycheck away from being homeless. Some people are a paycheck, uh, a doctor's bill from being homeless. Them co-pays add up and they love to see you coming. All this shit you could cure by just doing simple shit like that. But if you never heard that you need to drink that much water per day, now you heard it. And like I said, if you 115 pounds, 120 pounds, that's not no excuse because most people that little drink about that much water, a gallon a day anyway. All the boxers can drink a gallon of water easy. That's how they stay in shape. Floyd Mayweather is a little guy. I know he drinks a gallon or more. Now you never want to overdo it. That's why I say for us, we're gonna cap it at 100 ounces, no matter what you weigh. And what I can promise for you doing this is that you're gonna lose weight. But I told y'all, don't look at, don't let losing weight be your goal. Let I'm trying to be healthy be your goal. The byproduct would be losing weight. So if you here for losing weight, you came to the right place. But if you approach it with the idea of just losing weight, you're gonna derail yourself. Because remember, I told you it's 60% mental, 40% of what you eat, and 10% for exercise. Exercise is I want to be an elite athlete. I want my muscles to pop. That's what exercise is. It's just another way. There's always 1,000 ways to skin a cat. And I say that all the time. So in your body, there's so many systems that have a backup, that have a backup to a backup. Even though I don't have a thyroid gland, I have adrenals. Adrenals work with thyroid glands. That's my backup system. People who have a liver, we know that that's a filtering system. but so is your spleen, so is your gallbladder, backup systems. You see what I'm saying? So when your body has all of that and you understand that, you'll know how to work whatever it is you need to work. So that's what we adding this week. Water. And if you do it per day, I swear to you, you are going to see a difference. But now I have to take something away. This week, y'all ready for it? No dairy. No dairy at all. None. We're not doing dairy. We're not exercising either. At no point during this journey am I going to tell you to exercise. You don't need to. I promise. And you're going to drop weight like nobody business. Now, if you, like I said before, if you want to go hardcore with it, hit me up in the email, Boxing Fans Talk. Not Boxing Fans Talk TV, but Boxing Fans Talk at gmail.com. Hit me up. We'll come up with some recipes. I got to ask you a couple of questions so I know what I'm working with so I can tailor it to you, and we'll come up with some recipes. I'm offering that free to my normal watchers or audience. To people who normally don't be in my chat or anything like that, that's part of my business. And I'm telling you, it works. I'm telling you. And I mean, you got all the time in the world. We coming up on Thanksgiving. You got a month to spare. Time marches on whether you do something or not. So try this out. If you tried everything, try this out. Tell y'all fellas, y'all y'all make this shit look so easy. Cause fellas have a different anatomy. Like they have different hormones working for them. Testosterone is a building block. Women do have testosterone and men do have estrogen, but we have a little bit and it's for a purpose. Like for us with testosterone, all brain activity works off of that. So if you got a brain, everybody has testosterone for the most part. But in our sexual organs, the thing that gives us urges, the thing that makes us, I don't know if urge is the best word, but the thing that makes us want to get with a dude, want to, be intimate with a guy, that thing that drives us, that make us be like, I like him, just motivates you to want to get with somebody. It's testosterone. And when it's low in women, and it can be when you're unhealthy, they don't want to do it. A lot of y'all men out there be complaining about y'all women because they don't want to do it. They don't want to have sex. And it's because their testosterone level has dropped. Why? Because it's the food they eat. That's what's going to happen. Those are side effects. For men out there who are impotent, I know a guy personally, and I ain't going to say their name because sometimes they watch the show that had a problem with this, and I helped them out. And boy, yang, 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 fix the problem. Nothing I did. I was nowhere near them. I just gave them some recipes, fixed it. Doctor couldn't do it because I know what I'm talking about. I had to live it to even know. Because if I'm going through it, I'm a geek this shit out. I'm a geek at heart. I'm just naturally a geek. So when something happened to me, I want to know the front, the back, and the sides, and the middle. You ain't gonna just tell me a little bit. I'm gonna know everything. So yeah, the shit works. Trust me, trust me, trust me. So you want your women's sexual appetite to pick up? Do this. Men who have impotent problems, do this. You're gonna be hard as a rock. I'm telling you. You're gonna be like, damn, I feel like I'm 20 years old. I'm telling you. Because that's a side effect from doing this. Anyway, so we're gonna do this together. And like I said, if you want to go cold turkey, hit me up in the email. I'll hook you up. Uh, so we always have a combination of adding things and taking away things. So when we talking about no dairy, we talking about cheese of any kind of cheese, yellow American cheese, white American cheese, Swiss cheese, cottage cheese, cheese of any kind. That is the hardest one. especially in my opinion amongst black people. Might be for white people too, but damn, like that right there, cheese and sugar are like staples in a black home. Like I don't know no black home that I've ever been to where they ain't have cheese and sugar in it. I buy a 5 pound bag of sugar, it lasts a year in my house. I only cook with sugar when it requires me to. I don't use sugar for anything else. Because man made sugar is not good. But natural sugar is way too sweet. I'm not pressed for sugar. I'd rather get it in regular food like spinach. Spinach has sugar. I'd rather get my protein from vegetables. I feel so much better when I don't eat meat. I just do. Cream. Cream is another dairy product. So to all y'all drinkers, you gotta learn how to drink your coffee without cream this week. The reason why I'm doing it slow like this because water intake of water is so derailing for people. It's the thing that throws everybody off of any diet. You can do the keto, you can do the Atkins, you can do Melaleuca, you can do whatever. It's the water intake that derails people because they just can't keep up with it. They don't drink enough. They don't want to drink enough, and you're not gonna lose no weight. You're not gonna have no success on any diet if you don't drink enough water. So again, going back to the dairy, we got cheese, cream, butter. I already told you, real butter is cool. Like if you're gonna have it in your diet after you do this, you introduce butter back, you should use butter instead of margarine. Margarine is fake. I told you anything fake you eat or something that your body can't consume or your cells can't absorb, it automatically turns to sugar, and sugar turns to fat. And it turns to white fat, which is hard to get rid of. Don't turn to brown fat, which that's what you want. So butter, margarine, none of that this week. Cereal, because you eat cereal with milk. Don't ask me about no almond milk, because you're not an expert on that just yet. When you get to the point where you can make your own milk from nuts, from some type of nuts, then you cooking with grease. Okay? And you can take nuts. If you got a blender, you need one of those what they call those blenders. I have one. Damn, I don't know why the name escaping me, but they like $500 blenders. The ones they use in restaurants and shit. A Vitamix, that's the name of it. Damn. I don't know why I couldn't think of it. Vitamix good for making like milk from scratch. And I say again, you can take a whole bag of almonds, but you gotta be careful when you're picking your nuts because you gotta make sure that they're good nuts. Like peanuts are not healthy for you; they're not real. But almond, cashews, and stuff like that, those are real. When you put them in a Vitamix and you have a cheesecloth, you can make your own milk. And if you know how to ration out real sugar, you can sweeten it. Real sugar can never, ever hurt you. Just like real chocolate can never hurt you. As a matter of fact, I recommend that you eat real sugar and real chocolate. It's that milk chocolate. That's what all the candy bars and all the candy is made out of. The milk chocolate that fucks you up. Because they have a lot of fake sugar. And fake sugar, once again, cannot be absorbed in your cells. Therefore, it turns to sugar and then turns to fat, white fat. So, cheese, cream, butter, margarine, cereal. And I'm going to throw this one in there. Because when I was young, I swear to God, it was always attached with dairy products. A lot of people consider it a meat, but eggs, no eggs. I know. I love eggs. Don't eat no eggs this week. None. It's supposed to be a protein. It's not good for you. Y'all really do. A lot of people know what an egg is. The egg is an unfertilized egg. Yeah, I'm sure most people say yeah, but it's not just that. It's the chickens or the hens. Period egg. That's what it is. And we lap that shit up. So imagine grown women, because every time we have a period, we're shedding the egg. All mammals. So we as humans do it. Every month our uterus prepared to carry a baby. The egg get released from the fallopian tubes. It travels, I mean, from the ovaries to the through the fallopian tubes. That's where conception takes place. It travels down the tubes and attaches itself to the uterus. If it's not fertilized, come out in the wash in the period. If it's fertilized, it sticks to the uterus and grows. And voila, 9.5 months later, you're a parent. But every month that women are not having kids, they're shedding eggs. Sometimes some of that shit get absorbed back in the body because the human body is remarkable that way. Sometimes that shit come out with the period, come out with the wash. That's what eggs are. It's the chicken's period egg. That's what it is. But we eat that shit, right? It tastes really good. I love eggs. I ain't even gonna lie. It's one of my favorite breakfast food. I love it. I can eat eggs in the morning, afternoon, and I be eating them three at a time. I just love eggs. But no eggs, y'all. No eggs. No dressing. I know. I know. People like their ranch and they like their blue cheese. Most of that stuff has dairy products in it. That's why I say no dressing. If you want to eat Italian dressing, I think vinaigrette, um, those type of oil-based dressings, by all means. But all the rest of them, no, no. I think French Catalina dressing, which I love, I think that's oil-based too. I don't think it has any dairy products. I don't even like ranch or blue cheese. I never like ranch dressing. I know that's weird. Most of my family do. I can't stand it. Never liked it. I just use French. I used to do the French, the orange looking one, or the pinkish. I don't know what color no more. That old style French dressing. I used to use that one. That looked like $1,000. I used to eat that when I was young. But then I tasted Catalina French, and it's orange looking, and that's the only dressing I use on the salad. But I think that is oil based, but it might have a lot of sugar in it. But by all means, eat a salad. You can eat as much salad as you want. This one right here might kill some folks. Mayo. Now we know in general. This shout out to all my white folks in here. Y'all love mayo, and I hate to say it's a stereotype, but it seems to be one of them true stereotypes. Just like we love chicken, but mayo, you need eggs to make mayo. So no mayo, no mayo, and I can't eat a sandwich without mayo these days. That's like a choke sandwich. But I don't need to be eating a sandwich anyway. So no mayo or any food that requires dairy products to make. So if you're thinking about a honey bun, it requires dairy products to make it. Cakes, pies, whatever, dairy products. Anything that you got to eat some dairy products or eggs is in the mix, you can't eat it. So recap, we're we're eating or we're shooting for 100 ounces of water per day. Have fun today. I just made this because I didn't want to spend this much time on my shows this week talking about this. So I decided I would do it on the Sundays, and that's what I'll do. And I will try to bring something new to it. A lot of people email me, and I'll bring it up in my show on Sundays. A lot of people are not comfortable coming on here, like beaming in, or even comfortable talking on the phone. Demetrius, I will tell you, or anybody who just joined in, go back and watch the front part of it too, because that was interesting. I try to give as much information out as possible, but as I say, I got a wealth of knowledge, and I could be here all day. But we're gonna slow walk it. I'm going hardcore because I got to be able to keep up with you guys. But what we're gonna do is detox our system. That's the goal. Don't worry about the weight loss. That shit coming regardless. That shit is coming. But come Sunday, I want to hear what y'all experience. I want to hear about the acne you got this week, because you stopped eating dairy or whatever you thought that was making you much sicker, whatever. Because next week, after we broadcast Sunday coming up after this Sunday, when we go into that next week, we're gonna eliminate something else. We're gonna do it piece by piece. But I want y'all to master drinking water because it is the hardest part of any diet. And do understand, when you start eliminating shit, you're going to go through sugar withdrawals, which feel like drug withdrawals. Your body's gonna ache. Some of you gonna get acne like nobody business. Some of you might even lose hair. It's gonna seem worse before it gets better. But basically, all that's happening is you're spring cleaning in the inside of your body, and your body is kicking out everybody, all the bad juju. Your body kicking it out, but it's not going without a fight. The bad juju say, "Oh no, nah, we're gonna fuck you up on the way out the door." You know how that is. You know how honoring people act. We're gonna mess you up on the way out the door. That's all that's going on. It's not because of what you add into your diet and what you're taking away. But right now, I still left you with meats, uh, carbohydrates. I still left you with all those things. The next thing we're going to get rid of is carbohydrates. I'm gonna say the meat for last, but we're gonna get rid of the carbohydrates because, and the reason I do that is because a lot of y'all, once y'all go through this whole detox thing, you're gonna introduce some of that stuff back into your diet, but you will be able to do it slowly so you can see if it's for you or if it's not. And if it's not for you, you have to let it go before you get to a point medically where you have no choice but to eat a certain way, and you're gonna hate that. People with lupus and Graves' disease can't stand how the way they gotta eat. People with diabetes can't stand how they gotta eat, especially if you're suffering from that and you're young still. I could see an older person saying, "Well, I lived my life, and now I just, I'm chilling. I ain't out there running them streets like I used to." But when you young, when you're in your 20s, or you're in your 30s, or you're in your 40s, and you gotta eat like a certain way that's boring to you, and you've been eating a certain way all your life, and then you can't eat that way no more, it's harder. It's detrimental mentally. And so we trying to head that off because again, some of y'all problems might just be condiments. It might be just a lack of water. All of our problems is lack of water. But outside of that, some of it might be just condiments. But you would never know. You'll never know. Mustard is a good condiment. Barbecue sauce, no. I love barbecue sauce. I love ketchup. Mustard, yes. Barbecue sauce, no. If you're looking for snacks, marshmallows does nothing to you. Have at it. Sometimes people want something sweet. Dark chocolate, that's real chocolate. Have at it. Doesn't hurt you. It's real chocolate. You know what I'm saying? Milk chocolate, cakes, pies, and all that stuff. Potato chips and all that. Why? Because it's cooked in oils that you shouldn't be eating. Oils like um, olive oil, you know, real oil like avocados has a lot of fat in it. Real fat is good. Real fat, like actual real fat, like an avocado. I don't like avocados, but there's other real fats. Like the fat in meat that people always cut off, that shit is actually good for you. I know a lot of people tell you don't eat it, eat lean meat. That's bullshit. Think about it. When we were slaves, not that I ever was, but let me rephrase that. Back in the day, when there was slaves didn't get to eat no meat. They got the scraps, which was the fat off the meat that the white folks didn't want. and they put that fat in some greens, hence collard greens and turnips and all that shit that we eat today. You know, they put that fat in a lot of shit. That's real fat. Real fat does not hurt you. It does not bust your heart. It does not do damage. But real fat with some cornbread, with all this fake sugar and milk and dairy, and you can't eat healthy a little bit and then still be eating the Western diet and wonder why you still have these problems. Because people say I was eating the real fat tea, but it hurt me. My cholesterol went up and down. But yeah, you was drinking milk too. If you'd got off the dairy and got off the meat and got off the simple carbs, you wouldn't have a problem. If you ate complex carbs, meaning shit that come out the ground and grow from the tree, like real complex carbs, the difference between the two is that one of them is faster acting than the other one. The sugar in the complex carbs is more real than the simple carbs. All you can look that up. Rice, complex carbs. You can eat white rice. You can eat brown rice. No problem. Beans, no problem. But mac and cheese, that's simple carbs. That shit'll fuck you up. You know what I'm saying? So anywho, that's what we're doing today. I will be back next Sunday. Damn, it's 2 hours. I wanted to get in a good intro and everything to all of y'all who joined me. Thank y'all for coming in. Hopefully, we can go on this journey together. I hope we do. I promise you. I promise you, promise you, promise you. I'm looking you dead in your eye. If you go on this journey, which most of you is probably tuned in for, you will lose weight without exercise. To any of the boxers out there, especially the ones that I met some up and coming boxers my time out in Vegas, and we on each other's social media. Anybody wants a clue as to how to fix stomach issues, holla at your girl. I said that I would the only one person that I will give my recipes to for free when it comes to stomach issues is Keith Thurman. That's it. Everybody else gotta pay. I have an awesome recipe that will fix that shit right up. And it's natural foods that come out the ground. I just know how to mix it together. I've tried it with other people. It works. If you're stomachy, like bubble guts, bloatness, and all that, it's the food you eat. And I got a recipe to fix it. You don't even have to do like it's to the point you could do it, put one of your meals as it or two to clear it up. If you want to get rid of any issues with your stomach, you will eat that way all day. So there's an easy way to do it, and there's a hardcore way to do it. You be the judge. But we're gonna do this together. We're gonna slow walk this thing. And again, we're gonna drink 100 ounces per day. So Demetrius, for instance, when I come on Monday, I'm gonna be like, hey, did you drink your 100 ounces? If you say, hey, I didn't make it, I got to about 60, that's okay, King. Even when you mess up within that 30, take a break for 30 minutes and get back on the horse. Start, I'm in my Vivian Lee voice from Gone with the Wind. After all, tomorrow is another day. You always, if you fall, you just get back up. That's what I love about this thing too. It is so forgiving. And the weight you will lose, it will not come back. Now I wasn't dieting at all in Vegas, and I was there about a week. I didn't gain nothing. I gained about a pound and a half, then it came off again. I didn't gain anything. And I had stopped dieting September 25th. I didn't even fly out to October 7th. You would think I would have gained. That's a good little time to not even be dieting anymore. Once again, 31 pounds from August 6th to September 26th. If you don't believe me, Go back and look at my first video where I'm talking about pound for pound. And I promise you, you can see it in my face. I promise you, you can see it in my shoulders. I have a lot more weight that I want to lose, but I'm a tall person, so I ain't pressed about getting down to 20 some year old me body weight. I'm over that shit. Make sure you drink your water. Thank y'all for watching. Stick around and see the ending. If you didn't see the beginning, it's my little intro video. But I'm gonna use it as my ending video too. Thank y'all for watching, and go on this journey with me. Don't let me do it by myself. I'm gonna do it whether y'all do it or not. And remember, time marches on no matter what you do. When you know better, you will do better. I'll see y'all tomorrow.